Your character, Hope Van Dyne, she's strong, she's smart, she's accomplished. Why is it important for you to play kind of powerful women like this?
I just think, first of all, they're just appealing to me. I think that they're more interesting to play. I'm just naturally drawn to them. And then there's, of course, the sort of responsibility that I feel as a person who people watch. You know, when I'm going on the screen, I know that there's going to be millions and millions of people who watch it, including men and women, and that I feel the need to represent what I believe to be the truth about female strength. And I don't think that strength always looks like beating people up. I think that strength also looks like being able to forgive, or having compassion, or being willing to cry, you know, and I think that that's what I always try to make sure my characters have, all those dimensions, you know. It's a combination of all that.
It's nice to hear you thought about it a lot. I like hearing that.
Too much, probably.
All right, so in this superhero film, what do you think makes your character a relatable one?
I think the thing that is most relatable about Hope Van Dyne is that she has daddy issues. And who doesn't? Who doesn't have daddy issues? You know, we all, to a certain extent, I think, can relate to complications with our parents, and bitterness and frustration and misunderstanding, and that just is par for the territory. And I expect it with my kids, and you know, it'll be an adventure. And so to be able to represent that and put that on the screen was important and meaningful. And I think what was great about it is that there was no, it didn't feel like there was pettiness. It felt like there was genuine history that needed to be sorted out, and it is sorted out between two human beings. It was very opposite to sort of reality television, what you see going on.
There is a thoroughness that went through your head when you took this role, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was first presented the role, it certainly wasn't as multidimensional as what I was lucky enough to be able to work with in the end. And that's something that I really like to get involved at an early enough stage that I can talk to the directors and the producers and everybody about making sure that my characters have enough dimension, especially in these fantasy worlds where it's so easy for characters to become one-dimensional.
Yep. Okay. The dynamic between Hope and Scott Ant-Man, who Paul plays. So tell me what you think that dynamic was that worked so well.
Did it work well?
I think so.
Excellent. You know, I think what's lovely is that Hope has an incredible amount of intensity and gravitas. She's very serious and she's very powerful. And Scott Lang couldn't be more opposite. He's quite flippant, he's quite sweet, he's quite approachable and humble and honest. And so at first there's real friction there because they don't understand each other, and she especially doesn't understand him or get his gig at all. And I think that makes for really fun dynamics in a scene, you know, just to have two very opposite energies playing off each other.
Awesome. All right, that's good. I'm getting good answers here. I like
Excellent.
This. I want you to tell me now about your look in the film, and whether or not you had any input in what Hope looked like on camera.
I did, kind of a lot. I don't know, maybe too much. But I looked at, you know, I looked at the old 1960s comic books in general, and I felt like, first of all, I wanted to represent to a certain extent that time period, that sort of the glory days of the superhero. But also I wanted to really represent a modern woman. So I specifically chose like a haircut that would be no nonsense, that would represent the sort of shell that she is, and would show that she's a cut and dry kind of person. And it just felt like having a very severe, austere exterior was important for this character who likes to hide all of her truth and her emotions and her hurts deep, deep, deep down inside.
Very good. Wow. I love the thought that went into this. I got to keep on my list here. Okay. Did you have to do any kind of training to perfect Hope's fighting style?
Yeah, I did. What I had to learn to do is not be so graceful. You know, Tauriel, for example, being my last character that I did in action scenes, was very graceful, very elven. Everything was fluid and lovely, and Hope is actually a Muay Thai expert, which meant I had to know how to punch like a man. You know, I had to know, like a boxer. I shouldn't say like a man. There's amazing female boxers. I had to learn how to punch like a boxer. And I had no aptitude for that type of action. I like the more graceful stuff. So that took some training and that took some time. And I would just get the giggles all the time when I would try to be serious and, you know, lift my fists up. I felt like an idiot. So that was, I put some work into that.
Perfect. All right. Has your Marvel experience been great? What's it been like?
It's been shockingly great. I mean, I really can't say more positive things about working for Marvel. It's sort of like working on an independent film with an unlimited budget. It's just amazing. You have all these resources at your disposal, but the creative collaboration and the excitement and the joy and the passion that goes into every nuance and every detail of every film is really inspiring.
Awesome. 2 more questions. We're done with this round. Favorite scene for you to film in this movie and why?
I haven't been asked that question yet. I haven't even thought about it. I think it's really hard. Let me just say one of my favorite scenes to film was a very emotional scene between myself and Michael Douglas's character, Hank Pym, who plays my father. And I think the reason I enjoyed it so much was it felt incredibly effortless, and I attribute that to working with Michael. He is so talented, and he is just, he's an emotional powerhouse, and I felt like the chemistry in the room was so alive that the work wasn't work anymore. We just fell into the roles and did it.
30 seconds left in the round. What do you know for sure audiences can expect from Ant-Man?
I think they can expect to be pleasantly surprised because nobody can predict or even, I couldn't even anticipate what this film was going to be like, what kind of a ride it was going to be. From the moment that Scott Lang gets the Ant-Man suit, to the end of the film, you are so washed up in this tide of fun and action that you forget yourself. Even and I am such a critical actor when I watch my own films, forgot myself, you know, and just was so absorbed in the story and the fantasy. And the ants will draw you in. Man, those ants are so cool.